hello. My name is Richie Cunningham. This is my wife, Oprah. It's like my go-to thing. That's totally from Austin Powers.
I love that. That's from the second one, right? Or the first one?
That's from the first one, yeah, when they're in the gambling in the casino meeting. Oh, shit. Sorry, bud, you're going to have to wait. All right, we're recording, so we're good to go.
Good to go?
Yeah, as far as I know.
All right. Don't we have an intro song or something?
We do, but since we're doing it pre-recorded, I just put all that stuff in later.
Ah.
See, the live show, you got to do it all at once, or else nobody can see it.
Yeah.
This way, it's much easier. That's why I said when you preferred not to go to live today, I was like, sweet.
Yeah,
That just means half the shit I don't have to set up.
There's just so much. We haven't done this in like 2 months now, so it's.
I know. I actually just looked at the last one, and it says 2 months ago. So you're right. Yeah. It's been a while. And the funny part is, on the last one, we talked about how we're gonna start doing it more often.
More often, yeah. Wow.
We're both busy guys. I lost my job, and now I gained a new one.
What are you doing now?
I'm working with Jared, flipping the houses and shit. And now I'm actually getting paid
to do it
hourly and shit. Yeah.
Right.
And eventually, hopefully, I'll start making get like a 10% of the end game and shit.
Yeah.
But like as of right now, I'm just working hourly. So pretty much, I didn't miss a paycheck. Now I'm getting paid weekly instead of every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I miss that.
Which is nice.
Sometimes, because then you spend money a little bit too quick at some points.
Well, and your money's cut in half.
Right.
But I mean, you're not waiting 2 weeks to get more money.
Right. If, because I get paid on Wednesdays, and I've been to, like, the Friday before, like, $12. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. No, I hate it. Like, that's a big part about, like, because now I'm going to need to get a bank account. Because before, the way Marianne's did it, I could just go to Huntington Bank and cash it, and if you don't have an account in Huntington, they charge you like $9 to cash a check.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to because it was Marianne's bank. And
I think mine's Chase. They bank through Chase.
But now I'll be getting personal checks. You know what I mean? That aren't through some certain bank.
They're not in business, yeah.
So
Paycheck.
I'll have to get a bank account now in order to do all this, which is helpful. But then, like, I'm the kind of guy who is pretty much my money's damn near gone as soon as I get it because I'm paying this or I'm giving my parents this or, you know what I mean? Like, paying off debts and shit and bills.
Dude, it goes faster than I make it, and that's honest God true.
It's just a matter of finding the right bank. The bank that's going to let me
have
any money in there.
I really like Chase.
See,
I've banked with everybody, and I like them.
So you're the only one that said a good thing about Chase.
Really?
My girl actually had to leave Chase and go to a credit union, CSE, because Chase was fucking her. Like every 2 months, she'd get like a $90 fee for like overdrafts, which when it's overdraft like $1, and now you're having to pay $90 because you didn't know Netflix was coming out today. You know what I mean?
That's what. Well, now they have where you cannot overdraft. Like, overdraft protection, but there's a thing that you cannot technically overdraft. You will not be able to run the card, so it's safe.
Yeah,
that's what I have on mine. Even though I haven't come close to overdrafting in a while, but some days I'm like, maybe I need a new PS4 for some reason.
No, sometimes I think I need a new PS4, even though I have one and it still works, just because it's not like a Pro.
It's not a Pro. Yeah.
So. I want that little graphics boost and that extra hard drive space.
But in order to
get
that graphics boost, you probably need a brand new TV, which I don't have.
Yeah, like a 4K fucking curved TV and shit.
I did see at Walmart though they have a 55-inch 4K smart TV for $498.
That's not bad at all.
It's amazing. I
biggest
almost
TV
I've got
had is 47.
Really?
Yeah, and I had that for less than a year because it just fucking took a shit. I don't know if you saw the TV.
Yeah, I remember that.
But the big one that used to be on the wall and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I got it a couple days before the first time you did the Jay and Mark podcast. It was like in the corner over here. I had less than a year in that thing. One day, we were watching something, me and Emily, and then we decided to pause it and go to the gas station. We went to the gas station. We were gone maybe 10 minutes. Came back, TV was off, would not turn back on. Didn't make any sense to me. I wasn't even here to see what happened, so I have no idea what could have happened.
Yeah. Could have been a cord, maybe?
I don't know. I tried everything. There's a reason it's sitting out there now, and this one's... I tried everything.
We should shoot it.
Different cords. Like, I use different power cords and shit. I thought about shooting it. Because I know if I want to throw it away, I'm going to have to pay extra for them to come grab it.
We should just destroy it and throw it in Waco.
dude, that's not a bad idea.
I mean, nobody.
I mean, we can
Oh,
make a
just
video
another
out
piece
of
of
it.
shit sitting in Waco.
Roger's got guns and shit.
Yeah.
Shoot it up. But welcome to Jam Up number. Fuck, dude, it's been so long. I don't even know what number this is.
I think it was 3.
No, we've done more than 3. I think this has to be like 4 or 5.
4.
I mean, I'm gonna look it up real quick just to make sure. Because what kind of asshole doesn't know how many episodes of his own? I guess 2 assholes.
2
Right here.
assholes.
Yeah. 2 kinds.
3 if you want to count Walter.
Yeah.
But he probably knows. He just won't tell us.
He's just not telling us at all. So this is Jam Up number 5, sir. Fight Day
wow.
Eve was the last one, and that was the one.
Oh,
right before
yeah.
your
My
last
for
fight.
my fight 2 months ago.
You got another one coming up too, don't you? Anything you want to say about that one?
Oh, I got signed to that
Oh
deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let the people know all about that one, sir.
Well, if
Delve
they're friends
deep.
if they're friends with me on Facebook, they already know. But I got offered to fight for a big promotion. Oh, my bad.
Actually, it's cool.
I got signed to a big promotion. It's called what is it called? Legacy Fighting Alliance, and it's if you look it up, it's like one of the top 10 biggest promotions in the world. So it's a big opportunity. It's a 3-fight deal, and a lot better money, but it's better opponents too. So.
No more exposure too. If you're gonna be on TV.
Oh yeah, it's on Access TV, and I haven't got a fight set yet. But when I do, I'm starting to get back in training camp mode, even though I don't have a fight coming up.
Yeah.
Because when they call, like I want to be ready.
Gotcha.
My last fight, I wasn't ready, even though I acted like I was. I went in my last fight with a broken foot.
Really?
Yeah, I broke it 20
Actually,
days before the fight.
I heard about that. You posted about it somewhere.
Yeah. And then, it was funny because I broke my foot in my only loss. And then my very next fight, 20 days before the fight, I broke my foot. And then about a month ago, my daughter broke her foot.
Damn. Runs in the family.
Yeah.
What
I think we have
happened to
hollow
that?
bones. She was playing tag or something and fell in a hole.
Oh, damn, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Those holes you just...
Oh, it's
can't
just
seem to
uneven
notice.
ground, I think. It was uneven pavement. And she just fell. Got trapped under her. But
It's fucked up. I remember when I was a kid, my cousin Joey, we were playing in the yard at my aunt's house, and his foot actually went down in a hole, too. But he had to get stitches on his ankle because what it was it was a drain pipe. But it was one of those old clay ones.
So
So it was broken and cut right
those
into
are...
it. Oh, man,
he's lucky he
terrible.
didn't, really...
Like fucking
Yeah.
he's lucky he could walk today.
Yeah.
But we were just kids, dude. Just kids. I mean, it was bad.
I remember about a year ago, I was working with that clay tile tile pipe, and just
Cut it out.
touching it will cut you.
Oh yeah. It's
Just
sharp as
touching
fuck,
it.
dude. I don't even know why clay's not strong at all. I don't know why they ever thought to ever use that.
I have no
Ever.
idea.
I mean, it's not. They don't even put reinforcement in it at all. It's just straight
No.
up clay. Like you think they put little metal rods or something in it, to,
Right.
make it
Nothing. I
Like
mean,
they do with
literally, you
cement.
hit it with a shovel, digging around it. It shatters. You gotta. It's miserable.
Yep.
Now everything's PVC and it's easy to work with.
Yeah. It doesn't it's flexible and shit.
Right.
Works.
So yeah, that's my fighting news. Nothing. I mean, it's pretty big news to me.
Yeah,
but
that's way big news, I would think.
yeah. So this is kind of like. Oh shit. This is kind of like the triple A, compared to baseball, it's like the triple A of fighting. So I'm almost there, Mark. I'm almost there.
Buddy, you're closer than almost there, I think. Sorry, he just keeps doing that. Look at his back. See how fucking red it is?
Oh shit.
Yeah, he keeps
That's
doing
from
it
that?
Yeah, from scraping it on that thing. That's why I usually have that piece of wood there.
You should get a pool noodle and do
that
that.
is fucking
Cut it down the
genius.
middle and zip tie it.
Yeah, I never thought of that. That's a really good. I'm gonna do that for sure.
I
Because I,
mean-
need that for the bracing of the table. But
Right.
That's why I got to put that piece of wood there, and then he does that to himself. And you're like, "Fuck, dude, what are you doing?"
It feels so good.
It must. But I'm sorry to interrupt. I just
No,
need to take
that's-
care of that before he started bleeding
Yeah,
all over the place.
I'd get a pool noodle and try it.
That's
Now he's
actually-
going to do it to my leg.
Oh God, you can stop him because that's kind of gross.
Yeah, but
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. But
no,
yeah,
you're good.
I'm gonna take care of that before he kills himself.
Yeah, so that's like a highlight of my day,
No, that's
my
awesome.
week. The other thing I live for is Game of Thrones. That's about it right now.
Yeah, dude, I got mad Game of Thrones notes too. Like,
I cannot wait. I stored them all in my head. I have like theories, and I think I know how it's all gonna go down.
really?
But I'm gonna be fucking completely wrong.
So, please elaborate. I'd like to hear.
Where do you want to start?
But well, fuck.
Why don't we go off your notes and I'll just
Well, I just
voice
wrote
my
down
opinion.
I just wrote down different like things that happened and like questions I have because there's a lot of things I'm just like what, like the season is moving super fast.
Yeah.
Like things that would take 2 episodes to happen last season and before are
one
happening
scene.
by the end of the episode.
Yeah,
Like next scene, they're
yeah.
like because we know just from the first season, the first episode, when Robert and everybody went to Winterfell, and he first told Ned that he wanted him to be the Hand and go back because Jon Arryn died and shit. If anybody remembers all these names,
I went back and I started watching from the beginning.
I watched the whole thing over again too. So, just in preparation for this season and shit. But it took them a month to get from King's Landing to Winterfell, and Dany flew from Dragonstone over the wall and saved them in what I could only assume was
12 hours.
Yeah, couldn't have been more than a day.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's a dragon. It takes you 2.5 to 3 days to drive to California, but it takes you like 9 hours to fly there, or like 6 hours to fly there. So I mean, I guess if you think about it like that, it makes a little more sense. But my point is the season's moving so damn fast.
I like it the way it. You know what? I think why it is because they have free range this season.
Well,
they can do whatever they want because they don't have to follow a book.
Yeah, I mean, they have to follow certain plot points and
Yeah.
shit, but like, yeah, it's move. You can tell. You can tell that they're caught up to the books and they're just like the best way I heard it described is it's like a bunch of adults are playing a role playing game like D&D or something. But they all got to go home in an hour, so they're kind of just wrapping it up. That's pretty much what they're doing.
That is exactly what it is.
But I mean, I feel like it could be paced a lot better and be just as good, if not better, if they would have just added those extra 3 episodes.
Right.
They would have just done another 10-episode season and maybe did like a 7-episode season next season. Because they probably won't need that many episodes to wrap it up because they did 10 episodes this season. Like, give us another 10-episode season, make us wait a year or longer, possibly almost 2 years.
I think it's going to be 2 years, and I'm kind of upset about
Which
that.
makes no sense because they're doing fucking 4 less episodes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the episodes are probably way more filled. It's like compacting 10 episodes into 6 episodes.
Why is it taking 2 years? I can see a year because that makes sense, even though I don't like it either.
Well,
but why 2 years? It's almost like you're hot right now and you got to stay hot. And people in 2 years, something else hot could be out.
Well, that's the thing. I think for Game of Thrones, it's almost like we're hot right now. I kind of want this to go on for as long as I can. So, like, in a way, it's good. It does that and it doesn't. Like, some people are going to be like, fuck, dude, what the hell? But you know they're going to watch it when it comes back on.
Oh, for sure.
Like, all that time is doing is building the momentum more.
Right.
Just like when they announced Conor McGregor versus Mayweather a couple months ago, like, it's only become a more bigger deal and more bigger deal and more bigger deal as time goes on.
Right.
It's kind of like anxiety or excitement. Like, the more you have to wait for something, the more you're just like, oh my God. Like, I think, in a way, that's kind of what they're doing it for, too. But at the same time, you got to think that TV these days isn't TV 15 years ago.
No.
TV these days, they're giving you a fucking movie every week, pretty much. Especially this.
With Netflix, they're giving you full seasons the day they drop.
Yeah. Well, still, like, that's because they get it all done and just put it out.
Right.
The way they're doing it, they have a little more time to. Because episode 7 of this season probably wasn't even completely done when episode 1 aired.
Right.
So, like, all the filming was, but it wasn't done being edited,
Edited,
special effects,
CGI, and all that.
which costs a lot of money.
Is this still called CGI?
Yeah, computer-generated images.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they had a different name for it these days.
Now they have like motion capture too,
Yeah.
which is basically the same thing. You're just capturing the motions for the CGI to make it more fluid and more real and shit. So you gotta think of it like that. Like you're getting not only that. This next episode is an hour and 21 minutes long. That's basically a fucking like.
It's a movie.
That's the length of like a normal comedy or like
Yeah.
or romantic comedy or something.
It's almost 2 hours long. And then the one episode
1 hour and 21 minutes.
is almost 2 hours.
Yeah. It's like an hour and a half. Yeah. It's like a normal length movie.
Yeah. Well, an hour and a half is 90 minutes.
Yeah.
An hour and 20 is 2 hours.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're thinking
120 minutes.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
This is an hour and 21 minutes.
An hour and 21 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
I thought 100.
Yeah. You were hearing 121. Because I've said 120-minute documentary, thinking an hour and a half documentary. And people are like, Jesus, that's a long ass documentary. And I'm like, oh wait, no, you're right.
It's been a long week for me this week, so I'm not all there.
No, I get you.
But yeah, dude, that fucking one episode. This has been my favorite season. I think it's been a lot of people's. But I've also heard there's a lot of people bitching about the season because they're like, "Oh, that could never happen. That could never happen. That's unrealistic."
There's a lot of
bitch. There's fucking dragons flying around.
No, it's the guy who plays Sam. Said that people would come up to him and say, "See, why are you still fat? Because like you're at the wall, you're trekking across the thing. Like you don't get much food. You're probably eating a lot healthier up there. You know." Why is Sam still fat? And he's just like, all right, it's a show where there's dragons and magic, blah, blah, just going off all the outlandish, crazy stuff. And he's just like, what about Sam being fat is it that you just don't buy? And I'm like, that's a good fucking point. Like, there has to be a certain suspense of belief for this. I mean, it's a high fantasy TV show.
They don't, and a lot of people get it confused with that. This took place on Earth. Not a lot of people, but like the people that barely watch it or barely know anything about it, like, oh, the fucking dragons and all that. It's not on this Earth. It's a different, it's a fantasy land.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, they don't even say where it really is.
Right.
Like, we don't even know if... Well, George Martin said that the planet that this all takes on is a round planet. It's not like a flat thing. Like, it's out there somewhere. But, like, have you ever actually seen the map? It's really weird. Mm-hmm. Like, there's like a whole continent on one side, and then there's just a bunch of ocean at the top, and like the whole most of this part of the top hemisphere of this, and then all the rest is like at the bottom. It's so strange.
Oh, maybe I haven't seen this. Maybe I saw one of like, where were the, I'm so bad with names too. Where like
snakes?
Is that the
Oh. You talk about the Dothraki.
Yeah, Dothraki.
The horse people.
Yeah, they couldn't cross the one ocean, right?
Yeah, because their horses feared salt water.
Yeah.
So they feared salt water, something like that.
Something crazy. But like, I saw the map of how close it really was to, what is it, Westeros or whatever? Mm. So.
And like Dragonstone, that's all like an island, like right off. Like it's literally right across from King's Landing. So like if you think about it, when Daenerys went to save Jon and them, they flew right over King's Landing. They had to have. Mm-hmm. So people probably look it up and like, what the holy fucking shit? There's a dragon.
Or they're like, it was so high up in the air. If it was like, if she was 10,000 feet up in the air, they probably didn't even see it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You just, you got to throw a little logic in it, but like, it's to take your mind off the real fucking boring ass world we live in.
It's a fucking TV show, man.
It's a TV show.
Just enjoy it. Like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. If you do like it, shut the fuck up and watch it. Like
that's where I'm at with that.
But like I said, there's a few things I wrote down and it was just some things that happened. I guess I'm trying to think of. And then I have a last question to sum it all up. I noticed that... Let me read here. In the flashback, I think it was last season, when Bran saw Ned and Lyanna Stark and everybody when they were younger, like at the same time he saw Hodor
tower
become Hodor. Well, no, this was when they were younger. And they were like at Winterfell and shit. Yeah. Ned, he sees Ned teaching Benjen how to fight, right? And at one point, Ned beats him, and then he goes, I wrote it down. He says, keep your shield up, or I'll ring your head like a bell, right? Mm-hmm. rewatching season 1, he said the same. Jon Snow said the same thing to Sam Tarly or somebody that he was training at one point. And at first, I can't even remember. He said it to
The blonde dude, right?
Ollie, the kid that stabbed him.
Yeah.
I'll ring your head like a fucking belt, which showed that he thought of him as a little brother, which makes him stabbing him in the heart and killing him even fucking worse. That's just something I noticed in the thing. But Tyrion has a joke that we never hear the fucking end of. He said it like 2 or 3 times, which is Tyrion's joke is, he's like, a guy walks into a bar or something and says like, with a honeycomb and a jackass, and somebody always cuts him off, and you never fucking hear it. I want to hear the end of this joke. I do.
It's probably gonna be terrible.
It's probably not even a real joke. Like they're probably just like, what's the craziest things we could throw in there at the beginning, and they could just cut them off. I've also heard that season 1 is the most faithful to the book.
Okay.
Pretty much after that, they've changed a lot of shit.
Yeah. They might have changed it for the better. You never know.
I've never read the books, but from a lot of things I hear, I was like, that's awesome. Why would they change that? That's awesome. Why would they change that? Like, Catelyn Stark is supposed to be a character still all the way up to this point where she's, like, undead.
Well...
Yeah. Named Lady Stone. Like, it's a big character.
Yeah, they think they're bringing her... A lot of people think they're bringing her back.
They can't at this point.
Why not?
They pretty much gave all her plot points to other characters on the show.
But they're thinking that... You know how the... I can never remember her name, but the Red Witch
Melisandre
has been kind of hiding and stuff like that. They're saying there's a fan. You know, I'm only going off fan theories a lot of the time. Like, oh, cool. What do these people think?
I can't get enough of this fucking thing.
Yeah. During the one scene where, who is it? Littlefinger and what's her name? Sansa are up there watching Arya and
Brienne fight.
Okay,
that was awesome too.
That was sweet.
We'll get into that.
There is a lady that resembles her in the background that you could see clearly. She's wearing like a green cloak. Is that what this is called? Like the big robe?
The scene?
In the scene.
You could see this in the scene?
There's somebody that walks past in the back, and all of a sudden she goes into like this little door. And they're saying it resembles her. And they're
Lady
thinking,
Stoneheart.
Yes, and they're thinking it's...
Dude,
she's waiting for the right time to come out.
If they're doing that, it either has to be something huge and awesome for it to work. It has to be something
This
huge
is where
and
my
awesome.
theory comes in.
Because, like, at this point, why the fuck throw her... I mean, there's 7 episodes left. Even if they bring her in tomorrow's episode, the last
which I think
episode 7, even if they bring her in then, what... Like, they should have done it last season or the season before.
You want to hear what I have to think about that whole thing?
For sure, yes,
okay.
Definitely.
This is where how my mind works. Arya and Sansa, some shit's going down.
Which I have some ideas about that already.
Arya's going to come close to killing her, and that's when she's going to stop her from doing it. I think it's going to get
interesting.
I think Arya doesn't give 2 shits that she's her sister. She feels like she betrayed the whole family with that one note, right? She had her theory, you know, oh, something's up here.
Yeah.
She read the note, and they made a big deal about that scene, and now Sansa is like kind of freaking out, lightweight.
No, for sure. Sansa doesn't quite know what to think or who to trust or anything like that.
Yes.
I think this whole... Because when I saw that was one of my issues recently with this season. Is that whole thing with Sansa and Arya. If Arya... First off, anyone fucking knows that Sansa didn't mean any of that shit. Right. Like, anybody who's anybody knows that, like, she was in duress at that moment. She was doing all that because Cersei made her to do... Like, Arya's being fucking stupid.
Right.
Fucking stupid if she's seriously believes what she's saying and all these things she's saying to Sansa. I think Arya's just fucking playing Littlefinger. I think she already knows. She knows that Littlefinger's trying to play them against each other, and she's playing into it on purpose. That's the only thing
I didn't even think about that.
Because why the fuck would Arya be that stupid? Not only that, but later on, Arya, when she has the dagger and shit, and they're in the room, and she sees the faces and shit, Arya has like the knife, he's kind of pointing at her, but at the end she flips it over and hands it to her. That's Arya basically saying like, look, you can trust me, I trust you. You could. That's her. She's giving her the knife.
Right.
She could have stabbed Arya right then. For all she knows, Arya isn't Arya
Maybe,
from what she just told her.
Maybe she's
faces.
trying to set her up because, like, oh, you're gonna stab me in the back.
I think that she's setting Littlefinger up.
That's a good call. That was another thing I was thinking of is now that she knows the faces and she was she dressed, I mean, they got it to the point where like she mastered it, right? She mastered the craft. Who's to say that because I know she hates Littlefinger. Who's to say she doesn't dress up as Littlefinger and completely fuck him?
Well, the only way to dress up by Littlefinger is killing him. So
right.
she'd have to kill him before
or
that.
She
what
could trap him.
There's another weird theory going on too, and I'll get into this, but I think that she might take someone's face close to Littlefinger, and I think she's gonna find out just exactly what Littlefinger's doing from the horse's mouth by deceiving him. Well, I mean, why?
Who's close with him at this point?
Fuck, dude, I don't know. The only guy I could think of right off the top of my head that has been going back and forth with Littlefinger in Winterfell is that one Maester guy who gave him the note that Arya found. But he seems like he's completely looped, doesn't know he's up to anything. He was just like when he gave it to him, he's like, and this is the only one at King's Landing. He's like, yes, of course, sir. Like almost like he's just like, yeah. Like,
There's no problem here.
Yeah, he just is none the wiser to anything going on. But who knows? Maybe she'll. I don't think she'll kill Brienne of Tarth and take her face or anything. I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be between Brienne and Jaime. One of the two. Or I think Jaime's going to turn on Cersei.
So do I.
I think it's going to happen when he sees and hears everything Jon and Dany have to say, and Cersei's just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Or Cersei's probably like, okay, yeah, let's play along. And then says something to Jaime like, we're going to fucking get him as soon as we start doing... Like, you know what I mean? Jaime's just going to be like, Cersei's losing it. He's going to be the Queenslayer.
He's done it once. He's done it. Yeah. I did think of that too. And I thought... what's their brother? I'm terrible with names. Tyrion. Any other day, I would
really
get that.
All close to each other.
Any other day, I'd boom, boom, boom. But I think something's going to happen. He's going to go see her, or something during the meeting that's going to piss Jaime off. And that's when he's going to turn on her. Like, you're right.
I also
she's fucking losing it.
If she might really be pregnant. Cersei.
I don't think she is.
But I think she's just playing Jaime, especially when she hugged him and had that little smile like, all right, you bought it. You know what I mean? Like, but who knows? Maybe she is pregnant. I mean, they fuck a lot. And they did just fuck like prior. And I was thinking, well, that's too soon to know. But I was like, maybe 2 days passed between those two scenes. You know what I mean? Like,
or 2 weeks or a month. You never know.
For the next episode, she'll be 9 months pregnant. Ready to
the first fucking couple seasons... It was literally like, or even the first episode when Ned goes to King's Landing, it takes a month. We know that, right?
Yeah, they said it was a month's ride to get there.
Well, what was it? That same episode he was there. So a month passed.
That's true. I guess that's not.
And they didn't, and that's what, and they're like, what do you want us to do, people? Do you want us to tell you it's been a month? We want one little text 1 month later. No. You just fucking, you have to use a brain.
The people complaining are like, the dumb people that you have to put ribbons on fans for.
There you go.
So you know the fans are blowing. Like those are the people who can't put 2 and 2 together or can't just be like, okay, I see why they did it like that. I accept that. I'm going to, like, I'm going to enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, do you want to watch a month episode of Ned on his horse riding to King's Landing? I don't.
No. I really don't. But I mean, even when that happened, you did see them kind of like, because at one point on the way, Ned and Robert stop and are like eating together and talking to each other, and that's when, excuse me, that's when you get more backstory about Lyanna and Rhaegar and the rebellion and shit. That's when they start to tell you a little bit more about what happened and how Robert came to. So you did see a little bit of on the way to King's Landing, but you saw nothing about the Lannisters and Robert going to Winterfell. That's when they stated like it was a month's ride to get here.
That's when they tell you it's a month.
but I feel like everybody wants to have their cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? Because people are complaining about one thing and then complaining about something else that completely is like the opposite of, like, you can't have it both. Like, for example, fuck, I just had it. Now it's gone. Fuck. Oh, people are talking about, like, fan service. Like, they're obviously getting on the internet and reading what the people are saying and then doing things to
please the fans.
Like, and this is such a fucking bad example for them to use too. But like when Davos found the return of Gendry, fucking Robert's bastard.
Oh yeah.
I guess I should remember that names are.
Yeah.
But the return of him when Davos, the Onion Knight, went to when they went to King's Landing. And Tyrion went. I guess it was during the time Tyrion went to talk to Jaime.
Mm-hmm.
But
because they split up,
he went and looked for Gendry. He's like, chances are Gendry's here because he's hiding right under the nose. And as soon as he finds him, he goes, "I thought you were still rowing," which is like the joke that's been going on since like season 3. Like, where the fuck is Gendry? Is he out there still rowing? And people are just like, I can't believe they threw that joke in there. Like, that is such a fucking general joke. Like, they could have totally said that. Like, that's a joke Davos could have thought of this whole time. Like, I wonder if Gendry's still out there rowing. Like, he's the one who freed him. Of course he's going to be thinking about if Gendry's okay. Like,
why is that an issue to throw a little, hey, we got you guys. We're listening a little bit to you guys.
It takes me out of it. It's just,
that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, but it's the same people that bitch about the writing on the show and shit, and how this is the way. Why don't they listen to us? Blah, blah, blah. It's the same fucking people that are bitching about them doing it their own way. Right. You know what I mean?
To me, that seems like to kind of like one of these indie wrestlers coming up that the internet loves, and they get him getting a big push, and then them being pissed about it. Like, why isn't John Cena the world champion still?
Yeah, well, like, no one would say that. I don't.
You know what I mean?
No,
though.
I see what you're saying.
Like, oh, what the fuck, man? Well, it's because this is for us, and if they could throw us a bone once in a while, like, hey, let's throw this in there. Yep. That to me is awesome. To other people, like you're talking about, is fucking like.
Well, wrestling. You're right, because like as soon as you were saying that, I was thinking like wrestling's a good example, and then you bring up wrestling, but wrestling is a really good example. I mean, how many times do they not cater to the fans? They cater to the fans less than they cater to the fans anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck, they know we hate John Cena, but they keep bringing him back and giving him fucking pushes and having him squash motherfuckers that we like and shit. Like, just because that person fucking stood up for themselves in the back or something. Yep. Like, they're shitting all over, like, Enzo and Baron Corbin right now. Well, Enzo's kind of annoying from what I hear.
I don't think anybody likes him in backstage.
Like, even Big Cass broke up with him, you know what I mean? But, like, they're shitting all over Baron Corbin right now, and I don't even know exactly why, but I guess him and John Cena had a thing. But, like, they're making that shit affect everything. Like, it's been happening forever. They did it to Triple H. That's why the Attitude Era basically happened. Because Triple H got in trouble with the whole breaking kayfabe and shit. And then Stone Cold won the King of the Ring, and the Attitude Era had begun at that point. Like,
but they were giving us how many? Just for instance, how many Austin 316 signs after the King of the Ring were there that they're like, oh, this is what they want. They don't want to watch another fucking big guy that can't wrestle come in and hold the strap.
Well, that's when they started looking at their audience. They started realizing that 18 to 35-year-olds were the ones watching and buying everything.
And paying for shit.
Yep. Like, that's who their audience was. That's still who their audience is, really. Right. Like,
they're not making money from 10-year-olds.
No, they're making money from the 10-year-olds' parents.
Mm-hmm.
Who got them into wrestling because of the Attitude Era.
Right.
At this day and age, anyway.
Yeah.
In 2017.
That's exactly right.
We got into wrestling all of a sudden, but
that's
a good example
that's
of, like,
what I was
bitching about Game of Thrones. It's
about them, listening to the fans a little bit and throwing them a bone. That's all it is. It's a little, hey, here you guys. We're thinking of you. We still like you.
Do it too in small doses. It's kind of nice.
Something like that. But if they completely just like, you know what, this fan theory is better than what we got. Yeah. Let's just run with it. Then I can see them getting pissed off about
Well, when it comes to Game of Thrones, they're not allowed to really veer off the main shit. Like, they've said from the beginning that, like, it was written in the contract that like the beginning and the end are gonna be the same. We just change little things along the way. Like they give Lady Stoneheart plot points to like Arya and Sansa, and stuff, and they give like Dario Naharis, the guy that was banging Khaleesi for a long time.
I've always wondered what happened. What happened to him?
They switched the guys out or whatever.
Yeah.
The original guy is the guy from Deadpool, and he starred in the third Transporter movie. He left Game of Thrones to do Transporter 3.
Dummy.
Then they got the new guy. I actually like the new guy more.
I do too.
But that character is supposed to have like real long hair and a long beard, but his hair's blue and his beard's blue, and it's got 3 little like beaded spikes coming off, which is way fucking cooler than the way they made the guy.
Right.
Like, why change that?
I don't know.
Just make him blue. Like, well, maybe the hair is a little too far fetched or something. But like, it's a fucking fantasy show. There's dragons.
Well, a little bit about the Children of the Forest or whatever.
Yeah, they're like fucking little.
People forgot about them. They showed them.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, they didn't look human.
No,
they look like aliens."
Shit, they drastically changed from the first time you saw one of them to the next. The first time you saw it was actually a little kid, and then the next time you saw them, they were like all like
20-year-olds,
attractive girls all dressed up in like green shit.
Yep.
Which I think they look cooler now. But the little girl you saw that was supposed to be that main like Asian looking one that you see nowadays that died saving Bran or whatever in the one season.
Oh yeah.
That was supposed to be that little girl you saw in the other one, which the little girl was like a little white girl, and then there's like a grown Asian woman. Drastically different. You're like, yeah,
people have a short memory though.
Yeah. There's a couple things that like changed drastically that like I noticed rewatching it. I was like, wow, I never picked up.
Who's your favorite character? Because everybody has a couple favorite characters.
Davos. Not Davos isn't my favorite, but Davos is climbing up the ranks. I fucking love that guy to death. But Arya's real close. Arya's like neck and neck with It's like Arya. It's so hard to have a favorite one. I'd probably say Arya if I had to name one. But like I like Jon a lot. I love Bronn.
Bronn's great.
There's characters. Tormund, Giantsbane, neck and neck with Arya. The guy who's in love with Brienne.
Yeah.
Red beard.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Fucking love that dude.
And he's even
really
when he was
cool,
a wildling, like when the wildlings came in, he was awesome.
When you first saw him, Jon thought he was the king beyond the wall, and he knelt. He was like, he said something, Your Grace, and Tormund just goes, Your Grace. Which I'm like, oh, like all of you should be bowing to me, like even though he wasn't even the king.
I like the fucking. This happened a couple episodes ago. They were all in the meeting and they're talking about, well, we don't have many guys to take, blah blah blah. And he's like, he brings up, what's her name, Brienne.
Yeah.
He's like, the big lady with the blonde hair or something like that. And then, like, they all look at him. He's like, he loves her.
He loves her to death, dude. Like, and he confirmed it in the most recent episode talking to Hound.
Hound's my favorite character.
That was probably my favorite part about that episode. It's just the dynamic between him and Hound.
Yeah.
Because at first Hound didn't like him at all. He even called him a ginger. He's like, I don't like ginger. He's like, ginger's a kiss by fire. I'm like, but God, that was fucking great, dude. He's like, do you want to suck my dick? He's like, dick? He's like, he's like, dick. I like it. I bet you do.
We've been reciting that at work a lot, me and Zach.
So then he's like, nope, pussy for me. And then he starts going about Brienne. He's like, Brianna fucking talk. Oh, God.
I started, like I said, I started watching the first episodes, through again. And the Hound is like one of the only characters that really...
Walter, chill. Sorry about that.
Sorry. He's one of the first he's one of the only characters that he's changed, he's evolved, but he still has that mean streak about him that I love. He's still like that fucking just grumpy. Oh, he's my favorite character. Just
the Hound?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hound's up there too. Like there's so many I love. It's hard to decide just one. But Arya, she's starting to go down a little bit, but for me, especially recently, just because they're not. And maybe they're meaning not to make it obvious, you know what I mean? But they're not making it obvious if she is playing Littlefinger that she is. Right. Which maybe that's the whole point. But, and if they did, they're doing it well, if that's the case. But
I actually think I think Jon Snow's going to die.
Think he's going to die?
Yeah. I think he's going to come back as the Night King. I think somehow they're going to. This is just my theory on shit. I have a fucking. I could be like I said, I completely wrong, but I think he is somehow going to, kind of like in the third Pirates movie where Orlando Bloom takes over the Flying Dutchman.
I got you.
I think something's going to happen. He's going to save Danny, and he's going to turn into something or another.
That's interesting.
Because if you look, the Night King is completely coherent. I mean, he's not one of the.
Oh no, the White Walkers are intelligent compared to the whites or whatever they call them.
I think
the
undead. White, undead, zombies, whatever you want to call them.
They call them whites, but they spell them like WIGHT.
Yeah, something weird.
Like Wiggett. But I don't know why.
But like he's coherent. And, I mean, maybe he's just a fucking asshole, you know?
Yeah, he seemed. Yeah, the White Walkers are definitely intelligent. They know what they're doing. They're not just mindless zombies. Because
they can't literally. They can't. I don't think at this point they can give John the throne. I think they build it up with Danny so much that even though she started being a fucking bitch. I don't think
John wants the throne, but I think once John finds out that he is a legitimate Targaryen and not a bastard Stark or not a bastard, he has the rightful claim to the throne. Right. They confirmed that with what Gilly said to Sam. Did you notice that at all?
What did
Sam? Right before Sam and Gilly left the Citadel, and he was probably going back north or wherever they're going. Which, by the way, now Sam is the head of. He's the lord of his house now because his father and brother died. Yeah. So he doesn't know that yet, but now he has their whole place now, their whole army, everything. Right. If they even still have an army, which I think now their army's probably with Cersei if they're still alive. The ones that.
But I mean, he can always turn it. He can always. Hey, you guys serve me.
They joined Danny.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, he's got that army. Yeah. That's his army basically.
Yeah. Well, what's left of it?
Gilly had just learned to read, right? So she was going through all this shit. She was talking about how this maester, he was like the top maester back in the day, fucking recorded everything, even his own shits, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
She starts going on about, she's like, it says here that he did an annulment for a Prince Rhaegar and then secretly married him to somebody else. So that means that Prince Rhaegar, Jon's father, divorced Elia Martell, the woman he was married to, and had Jon with Lyanna Stark, and then married her in secret, which makes Jon a legitimate Targaryen child, not a bastard. So now he is the son of the prince who would have been king after the Mad King,
Danny's brother.
Yeah. Because he's dead, and then because that other brother from the first season's dead, Danny had the rightful heir, or was the rightful heir to the throne. But Jon is her nephew.
Right.
Which makes him the rightful heir to the throne. Because his father was the next in line after the Mad King.
Right.
So, even she can't deny that.
Yeah.
That's her own blood at that point. Like, not only that, but they're so gonna fuck. They're so gonna fuck.
I don't think they are.
I think they are.
I think that's especially what they want people to think. They were holding each other's
hands and making fuck me faces.
Maybe
to the point she was like, "You should get some rest." Like once they realized that they she wanted his dick in her mouth.
Right that second.
She did, and she wanted that as soon as she saw the scars and everything. Like,
right.
She wanted it as soon as the first thing he said was, "I'm sorry, the dragon died. We should have never did it." She wanted him to bend down on both knees.
She does, but I think that everybody's like, we can't have more incest. And
that's the thing, though. It wouldn't be weird. It wouldn't be weird for them because that's what their family did this whole time. Not only that, but his blood's muddy as fuck. He's got Stark blood in him too. Not only that, but I mean they've been doing it forever, and the only reason it has been able to work as well as it did is because they did marry other people outside. Not everyone married their sister or whatever.
Right.
Like, I know the Mad King married his sister, and they were the product of fucking incest or whatever. But, like, Rhaegar was married to Elia Martell, not a Targaryen.
Right.
They had, like, Jon is part Stark, part Targaryen, which I think if they are going to join their houses, they should be Stargaryen. That would be awesome.
Sounds like a sweet tag team.
Yeah, like a fucking... That does sound like... Or like a band in the 80s.
Yeah, that's even... That's closer. Stargaryen.
But yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. But Jon is the rightful heir to the throne, so I think once he finds that out, he might be like, well, this is my destiny. I'm supposed to be the king.
Right.
Not only that, but I think him and What's-Her-Nuts are going to get married. Him and Dany.
When people find out that, people already know they're related.
That's gonna be the solution to their problem of who is gonna sit on the throne.
They're both gonna sit on the throne.
Yeah, because they're king and queen.
Yeah, that'll be fucking weird though.
That's the logical thing. But George Martin's been quoted as saying is that Game of Thrones is gonna have a bittersweet ending, which makes me think that Jon isn't the Night King. Bran is the Night King.
Oh.
Not only that, have you really looked at the Night King? He looks just fucking like him. Like they're very similar. Like the same facial structure, same body.
Right.
Like not only that, but what's up? They're both able to see each other in these visions. So I think the Night King is a little bit of a seer or whatever.
Right.
Like Bran is.
Well, like the one time he sees what's going on. He sees the marching. And nobody else can see Bran and those visions. It touches him.
That's when he was marked, according to the Three-Eyed Raven.
Yeah.
So he now has this connection with Bran, but apparently he had it to begin with. There's a theory going around that Bran has been time traveling forever. Bran was Brandon Stark,
the original Brandon Stark.
He was Bran the Builder, the guy who built
the wall
and everything. Like they're saying he's the Night King. He went back in time through this shit to try to stop
himself,
Leaf, the forest girl, from putting the dragon stone in the Night King's heart and turning him into the thing, and that made him then take their place. He basically walked right into it by going there, and they turned him instead of whoever, and he is the Night King.
That's so confusing.
It is. I think
it's way over my pay grade.
If that's the case, I'm not gonna like it.
Yeah.
Like. That's too much time travel. Like being able to see visions and
that's kind of cool.
Warg and stuff. That's magical.
Yeah.
All this other stuff is sci-fi. I don't want that.
Yeah.
This isn't sci-fi.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, that's stupid. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like if they do like a weird, like watered down version of it, or if just don't do it. That'd be dumb.
That would be. Yeah. I don't know how I'd feel. I think it would. They'd turn it into something that would be watchable. They do. That's what they do. But yeah, I don't know. Dude, it's so fucking... There's so many storylines going on. They're so hard to keep up with. And every fucking theory I have always gets shot down some way or another.
Yeah, well, the one theory turned out to be true, which is the R plus L equals J, which is Jon is the son of Lyanna and Rhaegar. So, that's true.
Yeah.
So I guess other things could be true too. Not only that, but almost every major fan theory for that HBO show when Westworld ended up being true.
Really?
Yeah. Which ruined a lot. I love the show still, but like I saw it all coming.
Didn't they say isn't there like there's another fan theory that says like those two shows are tied into each other or something? There's two they said Game of Thrones and another show might be tied in. They think it might be tied into the same world or something like that.
Kingdom,
maybe
that Netflix show, because I remember George Martin talking about how he hasn't watched any of the new season of Game of Thrones, but then like right after that he kept tweeting about how great The Last Kingdom was. So he doesn't have time to watch this season of Game of Thrones, but he has time to watch The Last Kingdom on Netflix.
Right.
But so maybe it's that, or maybe he's just hoping for that because he likes it so much. But I guess that's like a more historically accurate like fantasy show, like more because I think it's based more on history, so it's not really fantasy. It's just like a historical drama. But I hear it's awesome.
It was called The Kingdom.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, or The Last Kingdom.
The Last Kingdom.
But question I have is, what do you think's up with Benjen Stark? Why do you think he is the way he is?
A half dead guy.
Yeah, like he's basically a half White Walker.
Yeah.
He's the character of Cold Hands from the book, basically.
Okay. I've never heard of Cold Hands.
Cold Hands in the book is just this, like, basically an intelligent White Walker that isn't evil, and he kind of just helps people. Like, he helped Bran a lot. Like, basically what Benjen Stark did for Bran, he is what Cold Hands did in the book, and more so, And like Cold Hands, I think knew Lady Stoneheart for some reason. And basically, the show told you that Cold Hands is Benjen Stark, which you didn't know in the books at that point. Not only why do you think he is the way he is, what do you think about the way he went out?
I think the way I'll answer the last question first.
Go for it.
The way he went out kind of sucked.
Yeah, but I feel like he could have got on the horse and went.
Yeah.
Because he still had to, they hadn't got to him yet. He still had to walk over there and get to him. He could have just hopped on the fucking horse and left with them, and they would have been fine.
That's why it didn't make much sense. Like, did he want to die?
That's what I think.
Did he want to fully die is what I'm saying. I think he's dead now. I think he is an intelligent, dead person, though. Like, there's something about dying past the wall. You usually turn into a white or whatever they call it.
But, like, he didn't turn into, like, a mindless. Like,
Yeah.
he's still him to the point where he didn't join him. You know what I mean? What I think happened, and I don't know if they're going to, because he's dead now. They might not tell you. Maybe in the book they'll tell you what actually happened. What I think happened is when he went beyond the wall, he got into some shit with the White Walkers. He wasn't fully dead. Maybe he crawled away. He was dying. Maybe he crawled away somewhere they didn't see him. Motherfucker what? Resurrected everybody? He was only half dead. He got half resurrected. So pretty much his mind is there, but his body's dead.
That is a great theory.
That's the only thing I can think of. Like, and I haven't heard that anywhere else. So
No.
this is coming straight from my fucking head,
Yeah.
as far as I know. Maybe I subconsciously fucking heard it somewhere and didn't realize, but, like, that's what I think.
That's
But
pretty.
him dying, he definitely could have fucking got on that horse and got out of there. But I think that he knew. He knows what he's supposed to do. That's when he just shows up randomly to save
Bran.
Bran and then pieces out.
Yeah.
Shows up randomly to save Jon pieces. Like,
Well-
he knew that was his purpose, to be on the wall to save his two nephews when they needed it.
That whole part of when you see the thing, the flame baton thing
the
he
flaming,
had,
like, mace.
yeah, you saw that and you're like, what the hell's going on? But like the whole time I go, that's his uncle.
No,
like
so
I
that
knew
shit
right
saw,
away. I
'cause
was like,
that's the
that's
first
his
thing you
uncle.
see when he saves Bran is the flaming mace.
But I think that a lot of people were like, oh, what the fuck is that? What's going on?
No, I knew immediately.
The thing that pisses me off, this is kind of a very minimal thing, but they're like, where did they get the chains to get the dragon?
Yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck
All right,
up.
those are the same motherfuckers talking about how the show's moving too fast, right? We don't know how much fucking time passed between that battle ending and them going back to get him.
Yeah.
For all you know, they went to they raided some place that had big fucking chains. Now, I think they could have been a little bit more realistic and made them 4 different chains. Maybe a chain made up of like 6 chains. Because who's going to just find 4 perfectly sized, giant, strong chains?
Right.
Like, they could have made them like different links. You know what I mean? Different
Right.
types of chains.
That-
Not only that, but the same walkers that couldn't swim and died in the water, or the same undead people, somehow scuba dived down there and wrapped it around the fucking dragon.
Maybe one of the White Walkers dove down there and did it.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe. I mean,
anything.
they're already dead.
No,
Whatever.
you're right.
But it's like, come on, people. It's a fucking TV show.
Yeah, like, just the point is, they got the dragon and they turned him into a fucking ice dragon.
Right.
We're gonna have to wrap this up pretty soon.
Yeah, I got another 15 minutes.
I got 2 more things about Game of Thrones I wanted to bring up.
Let's hear it.
I took the time to write them down, so I kind of want to bring them up. First thing is, so much could have been avoided. Dragon could have stayed alive, everything. All that needed to happen was for Dany to get off her fucking high horse a little bit sooner. They ride the fucking dragon over there, find that one White Walker with this little horde that apparently he was scouting. Kill him, which killed all of them but one, which they later told you that means that he resurrected all those ones. Except for the one. The one must have already been with them.
Right.
Or was
and
a
that's why I was
straggler or
confused.
something.
I
He
was
was
kind of.
resurrected
I was going
by
to ask
something
you. I
else.
was like, what? How did just only one survive? How they?
And they
They didn't
confirmed
know
that
it
they're
was-
all hive-minded by when the Hound went over there and kicked the one, and they all went all around him and shit. So that shows you. And then Beric Dondarrion confirmed that, like, look, you kill the Night King, you kill them all. So, which is a very common trope in stories, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, I mean, I kind of saw that coming all along. Once you saw he was resurrecting motherfuckers, you're just like, okay, then you're going to have to kill the Night King in order to stop all this.
And, of course, he'll probably be the last one they kill, too.
But, you're right. Of course.
Yeah.
Like, why not just take him out in the beginning, like Star Wars or something? But if they would have just rode the goddamn dragon up there in the first place, just her and John, maybe fucking, you know, whoever else was with them, I can't remember, like Gendry and Davos and shit, killed the one White Walker, snatched the motherfucker up, put him on the dragon, and pieced the fuck out before that horde ever even showed up. Dany would have got her proof right there. She would have saw the undead and everything. She would have saw the White Walker. Dragon would still be alive. Fucking Thoros of Myr would still be alive, you know. Hound wouldn't have got scared by a giant flaming bear. Like, everything would have been, like, way better.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have lost a dragon. They would have lost, like...
Yeah, there wouldn't be a White Walker dragon thing going on.
Yeah, like Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings. They would have just rode the fucking eagles to the volcano, dropped it in there, and left. Boromir would still be alive. All kinds of motherfuckers would still... Like, they could have got it done in one movie.
Right.
Obviously.
In about 15 minutes.
Like... That's kind of dumb to bring up right now, especially when you're thinking about like how it moves so fast and everybody's bitching about what they should have done. But like Lord of the Rings did it fucking 40, 50 years ago or whatever.
Right.
Wow, longer than that probably now. But yeah, that's just something I thought. But my last fucking question: can Jeff Hughes take the mountain?
In a real life fight?
Yes.
Yeah, have you ever seen him spar?
I have.
Conor McGregor? I would eat him up.
Now, what about the mountain, the character?
No.
No?
He would smash my face.
What about Undead Mountain?
No.
No?
No. There's only one hero for that job. His name is the Hound.
The Hound. Which brings up another point, the Clegane Bowl, which everybody's waiting for.
It's going to happen.
Next season.
It has to happen.
Either this next episode, which I doubt it'll happen this next episode.
Yeah, they need to build it up a little bit.
But next season they will. But no, Jeff could take the real mountain in reality, but not the character of the mountain.
For sure.
Cool. In the character of the mountain, you'd be Oberyn Martell in that situation. You'd be crushing your fucking skull. Actually, now that I think about it, looking at you right now, you're kind of like a miniature version of the mountain. You look a lot like him.
Thank you. Thank you. I need to... Did you ever see that guy in, like, when he's not all... You know, he's not in mountain gear?
The only time
he's like 6'10".
Yeah, he's a...
Yeah. The third one, the only one that was kind of unbelievable was the second one they threw in for like a scene.
Yeah, he was
like
real thin and light. Yeah. And the first
like a basketball player.
The first guy wasn't as big,
but he was believable.
He looked more intimidating in the face. He was older, but the guy that is the Mountain now, which I think will probably be the Mountain forever.
It's gonna have to be.
Who's like a fucking like the strongest man in the world at this point?
Second.
He's
like
strongest Viking in the world, I guess, is what the competition was.
He lifted that tree that nobody's done in like 1,000 years.
Didn't he do it again and actually beat that record last time? Fuck it, dude, is a monster.
Yeah. They say...
I want to see Mountain versus Brock Lesnar.
The actual Mountain character versus Brock Lesnar.
I'm surprised Vince McMahon hasn't tried to fucking scoop that motherfucker up.
It's probably going to happen.
Wow, Game of Thrones goes off, he's going to need some more shit to do.
You know, they're
not, and it'll be the Mountain. Like something.
Oh, kind of like when they brought in Zeus. Remember? Tiny. He was in that movie with Hulk Hogan. He's Debo.
The fucking Debo. I was just trying to think. I was also thinking of that white dude that was in Troy, Nate something.
Nathan Jones.
Yeah. That dude fucking failed. And
well, talking about Nathan Jones? He was supposed to be Undertaker's tag team partner, I think, at WrestleMania. That Undertaker went. It ended up being a handicap match. I don't know which WrestleMania it was, but Nathan Jones was supposed to be his partner, and Vince saw how bad and uncoordinated he was in the ring and said, "We're pulling the plug on that." Yeah, he wasn't. He was about as good as a wrestler as he was an actor. Yeah, and but Great Khali still has a career somehow. Man. Oh, my bad.
Noticing the shit going, see the drastic difference.
Yeah.
But, Yeah. I thought you could probably take the mountain in real life and on the show.
Now, if he got a hold of me and got on top of me, could be a different story.
What?
That's a lot of man.
What about like with swords and armor and shit?
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Like you're not heavily trained like the mountain would be probably.
Right.
I mean, you could probably get a few training sessions.
I'm going to say if we lived back in the time that shit went down like that, I wouldn't be at some job I fucking hate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd be a knight and shit. You'd probably be like... At this point in your life, you'd probably like have a title and like...
One of those... I'd probably be in the Lannister bunch wearing the gold armor.
Oh yeah, you'd be a. Yeah. Oh yeah, you'd be a, what do I call them? Kingsguard.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to have kids and shit.
That's all right. Fucking crazy. I don't want kids.
You could like fuck whores and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can still fuck whores.
You can always fuck whores, man. Unless you're a eunuch. And even then, the Unsullied still went to whores and got sang to them. And apparently, Grey Worm and Missandei go down on each other.
What? Is that what they did? Yeah.
He went
it's
down
like
on
not
her
like pushing. Yeah, I mean, is that the best you can do? Great. You know, good for him.
I mean, as long as he's good with his mouth, she'll stick around.
Right.
Probably, you know,
but it's like, you know, if they want to try anything else, what do you do? Tie a stick to it?
I don't know. Like, I'm really curious to know. Like, is it still sensitive down there? Like, is it just like would they just scissor each other? You know? Is there any kind of stimuli that can go on down there for him? I don't know. I wish they'd do it.
I don't know. If some of the fans would get mad about it.
Oh, yeah. They were pissed about that one scene, which to me, I guess, was kind of pointless, but it was to make him getting stuck at Casterly Rock and possibly dying a little more dramatic. But they haven't built up that storyline enough for that to really hit. But
it was kind of forced.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it was well done when it happened.
Right.
But I felt like it was a little unnecessary. Or they could have cut it in half. You know what I mean?
Right.
No pun intended.
Oh,
but
man.
Missandei's fine.
She's a good-looking chick. I mean, all those chicks are good-looking chicks. Like I think the best-looking one is the Red Witch or whatever.
The Red Witch?
Yeah.
She's the oldest.
Dude, she's hot. Yeah. I'm like...
Like
she is not getting enough respect.
No, she's really cool too. From what I say, her and the guy that plays Davos are like, they're always like joking. They seem to do interviews and stuff together. Probably because they work the most together.
Right.
Like, I almost feel like maybe they fucked. Maybe
in real life.
Yeah. Just they have that chemistry where they kind of like
they can joke with each other and
either that or he wants to fuck her, which
I mean,
I wouldn't blame him at all. My favorite girl for the longest time was Marjorie. The girl that married the two Joffrey and her brother. She was super fine, but I loved.
She was in something else when she was younger. I recognize her.
She's been in a few things.
Yeah.
She was in the first Captain America. She was in.
Was she the
Games.
girl?
She was the girl that like tried to. Like,
she didn't want to be
She was. But then Peggy like noticed it or whatever and got like a little jealous and shit. She was a smaller role. You only saw her like once or twice.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of somebody else.
And some other shit. But like she was in Hunger Games. She was a girl with like half her head shaved. She was actually really hot in fucking that last Hunger Games movie.
I have yet to watch any of those.
I like them.
I hear a lot of things. I hear a lot of good things about them.
But yeah, and I like the chick that was with Jon Snow in the cave. Which they're actually together in real life to this day.
The redhead?
Yeah.
Oh, the ginger.
And, a lot of girls.
I honestly, the first time a guy from work let me borrow season 1, I think we were on season 4 at this point, maybe season 3. He's like, you gotta get caught up. And I was just like, it took me a month to put that first DVD in.
And as soon as you do,
it was,
why did I wait so long?
Literally a day and a half it was done. I was like, I gotta go get number 2.
There's so many people I know that just started watching right before this season came on. Like, that were just, I wasn't really into it. I was like, how can you get through the first episode and not want to watch the second one?
That's what I was.
As soon as you see Bran get pushed out the fucking window and you see that the queen's fucking her brother, you're like, holy shit, this show's
watching
nuts.
this shit.
Yeah. Like, there's people I know that said, I couldn't get through the first episode. I was like, that's all you have to do.
Right.
Just get through the first episode and you're hooked. Like, yeah, the first episode's a little slow. Every first episode of
The
every
first
show is
episode, if you're
slow.
a guy, it's almost like a softcore porn. The first episode.
Yeah, there's like a lot of
Tits everywhere.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people, like big actors, refer to it as tits and dragons. Like they didn't want to do the show because like it's just tits and dragons. But then actually it was Ian McShane who said that, and then he was the guy that found the Hound. And
he was Blackbeard.
And
Blackbeard and the
Pirates of
Fort,
the Caribbean,
that one we forget about.
And then he died by the end of the episode. But like it took him that long to finally get on board with doing the show.
They wanted him to play another part in it, didn't they?
They wanted him to play somebody, and I can't remember who, but like a bigger. He's been like a bigger character from the beginning. Who was it?
Was it the one Baratheon?
No. I can't remember, but I
remember them saying like they wanted to get him for a big role in that.
I forgot who it was though. I don't know.
Because there was Robert, which was the king in the first season.
Yeah,
and then there was Stannis.
Stannis is his brother.
That was
Brienne killed, but we never actually see her kill. That's why everybody was speculating that he's still alive.
No way.
No, she killed his ass. He killed fucking... If she's still alive, he's dead. Because he killed Renly, and that was her first king. She's been after him since then. She watched a black person with the face of Stannis kill him, you know what I mean?
Right.
She's been saying that since season
Who was... What family was... He was...
Renly Baratheon was...
He was his brother.
Yeah. He was the youngest of the Baratheon brothers.
He was saying he was the real king.
They were all claiming to be king. Yeah, they were all claiming to be king.
And he was the guy that was banging...
Melisandre. Or he was banging the Tyrell dude.
Yeah.
That was going to marry Cersei, and then he got taken by the Harpies, or not the Harpies,
the light, the...
I forget, but the fucking guy.
The cult.
They were birds of some... Or no.
Was it the cult? The church cult?
Yeah, the one in King's Landing. But the Harpies were the ones that were trying to kill Dany with the gold masks, I think. But they kept... Yeah, they worshiped the seven gods or whatever. They had the stars carved in their heads and shit. But
Man. Is it safe to say it's probably the best show that's ever been?
It's definitely the best sci-fi... Fuck. The best fantasy show to ever be on. Yeah.
I to me is like, dude, it is like the closest thing to like what a couple hundred years ago, like a great art piece is. What it did to people, like, oh, they can't stop talking about it. They have to watch it. They have to see it.
It's been a phenomenon for like
it's a
the last
masterpiece
8 years.
to me, man. It's like fucking.
There's nothing like it. That's for damn sure. And I'm hoping these 4 spin-off prequels they're trying to do are just as good.
They're thinking about... I heard they're thinking about doing a Hound and Mountain spinoff.
That'd be cool. I'd watch that. I mean, I don't know how far they could really go with it. See, I think if they're going to do spin-offs, they should do it on stories that are already established in the lore, where they actually have stuff to go off of.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
what's another one they're thinking about doing?
They want to do the, like, Robert's Rebellion.
Okay, that's a good one.
They want to do the Fall of Valyria, which would be awesome.
Which one's that? What would that be?
That's the place where Jorah Mormont got grayscale. When he was taking Tyrion and the stone men came out. That's Valyria after it had fallen. I forget what happened to it, but I want to know. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool to watch. Robert's Rebellion, I feel like, yeah, that'd be cool, but we kind of know pretty much what happened.
Yeah,
but I would love to see everything that went down with, like, Rhaegar and
maybe if they were, like, only...
I want to see what actually happened.
Maybe if they were only, like, one-season deals. Like, they don't try to stretch it out into a 3-season.
They should definitely figure out what they're going to do before they even do it. Like, they should be like, look, we're going to do 3 seasons. We have it all figured out for 3 seasons. That's how all shows should be. No show should just be open-ended forever. Like,
because that's how people lose interest.
Well, that's how things go downhill. Like, you start putting things in there that don't need to be in there.
Like Dexter, and I can think of a couple shows. The only show...
Lost.
I didn't get into that show.
I loved that show. Found out later that they had absolutely no idea where it was going. They were just doing things because they thought it was cool with absolutely no intention of paying it off. And then in the end, they did exactly what everybody said they were going to do, and they kept denying that they were going to do. Like, I loved Lost until everybody started talking about the reality behind it.
What was it? Because I'm never going to watch it.
Basically, what they were saying later is they were saying that, like, look, you guys were right all along. They were in fucking... They were kind of in purgatory. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't, but they were.
Okay.
And, like...
So there was no...
It's hard to explain. That's how confusing it is. Like, they... But you find out later, after the show's said and done, a couple years later, like, there were even... I think even a couple years ago, I saw somebody talk about it. Writers on the show, like, look, we really didn't know where it was going. I mean, we had an idea, but we were pretty much just doing things because we thought it was cool.
Throw it in against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, and then like none of it, because there's so many things on that show that never got answered. And it seems like there was a couple seasons there where you were just like, they don't know what to do at this point, and it was obvious. And then they get back into something and setting you up for something, not knowing that really half of it wasn't going to make any sense in the end because they didn't care enough to make it make sense.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
One show that I can say that was amazing, that I felt like why they were hot, they said, let's do this before we... was Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad was one of those shows that just didn't... They were like, okay, we're done. We're not doing anything else. They did have the spinoff, but...
The spinoff's pretty good, though.
I watched the first.
I haven't
4
watched
episodes.
the most recent season, but the first 2 seasons were good.
And I heard the same thing about the
Fear the
Walking Dead.
Dude, I watched like the first episode. I was like, no thanks.
Yeah,
Walking Dead is enough for me, and that's already kind of not as good as it used to be.
I'm done with it.
Oh, I'll still watch it.
Me too.
Especially now that Negan's what really kept me watching.
Right.
Because at that point, I was just like, they're just gonna keep doing the same fucking thing over and over again. And once Negan popped up, I was like, all right, this is getting me. Like, if they start doing better arcs of stories, fuck yeah, I'll keep watching. But I keep giving me good characters and shit, stuff that's interesting to see. But I don't want to see them start to prosper somewhere, somebody come in and try to take it, and then them fucking have to leave again. Over and over again.
They're still huge. People are getting a little sick of Walking Dead, and I think it's starting to, instead of investing so much time and money into that, they should start trying to build up another show. Like Into the Badlands was pretty fucking cool. The first couple episodes I watched, I couldn't stay. I lose interest in things. Quick.
You're right. I told my brother yesterday, and I've been trying to get him to watch this show for a while now, at least a few months. I told him yesterday, dude, you have to start watching this because when Game of Thrones goes off the air, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the biggest show on television. The only reason it's not right now is because everybody's up fucking Game of Thrones ass. But Preacher.
Yeah, I loved the first season of Preacher.
Dude,
like I said, I lost cable after
season 3, season 4, that's going to be the biggest fucking show on television, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good. There's no show on television like it. It's so fucking good.
I gotta go back and watch it because I watched, I think, 4 episodes, and then I moved. I didn't have cable.
Oh, fuck. So you haven't even seen all the first season.
No.
Oh, my God.
But I really enjoyed the first 4 episodes.
The first season only gets better. The second season's like I don't want to spoil too much, but I like the second season even more than the first season.
Okay.
Like, this shit's so good. And I don't know how so many people don't know about it when it's produced and directed by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg.
Is it really?
Yeah. Like, it's based on a graphic novel that's been out for a while by, like, Garth Ennis and somebody else. But they're the ones who brought it to AMC and have direct most of the episodes. They produce it. They basically created the television show.
Is that why you haven't seen a lot of Seth Rogen lately?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Is he getting it more behind the scenes? Is what you're saying?
He's still making, like, there's a movie coming out I can't fucking wait to see called The Disaster Artist. And it's James Franco, Seth Rogen, and them. But it's based on the memoir of one of the guys who worked on that movie, The Room. So basically, James Franco is playing Tommy Wiseau, and it's all about the making of The Room, but it's a movie. Like, Dave Franco's playing the one. You know what The Room is? Mm-mm. Oh, it's like widely regarded as like the worst movie ever made. And it's starring the guy who, like, like wrote it or whatever, or direct, like whoever made the movie. I think Tommy Wiseau made the movie, but it's starring him. He's the worst fucking actor ever. He's got like a weird accent. I can't believe you've never heard of The Room.
No, I've heard of it. I didn't know anything of it.
This is a movie like where they're playing these people. James Franco's playing Tommy Wiseau. Dave Franco's playing the other guy in the movie, the like white dude with the beard and shit. I don't know, but and like Seth Rogen's playing like the director and stuff. But dude,
they're making a movie about one of the worst movies ever made.
They're making a movie about the making of the worst
That's
movie
kind of
ever made. It looks fucking hilarious, dude. It looks so good.
That sounds pretty funny. Now I'm gonna have to watch The Room.
I'll show you the trailer for it when we're done here. But
which
yeah, we should wrap it up. We're an hour and 15 minutes into this bitch. So thanks for watching. It's a very Game of Thrones filled episode. It actually looks like that camera turned off. So good timing. You're probably looking at Jeff or me right now and not the wide shot. So thanks for watching. This was Jam Up number 5. Jeff, he's got a fight coming up. Anything you want to say about it?
Watch Access TV when I tell you to.
Boom, there it is. I'm sure he'll be posting on
social media.
Social media and whatnot. But yeah, Jeffy's got to get out of here and I got to take a piss. So until next time.
Later.
Peace.